ka man ngayon, dinala ng pagkakataon, nag-iisang humarap sa hamon, at hindi uurong. Kahit nasa malayo ka, saan mang panig ng daigdig, tinig mo'y makakarating. Pakikinggan ang iyong hiling, ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saang dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin. Ugali nating kinagisnan, mula nooy nagtutulungan. Pilipino ay nagkakaisa, sa ibang bansa ay magkakasama. Isigaw sa buong mundo, nang marinig ang tinig mo. Tinig natin ay pagsasamahin, tagumpay ay magkakamit. Ang Tinig Pinoy, karamay mo. Kahit saang dako ng mundo, isang mithiin, isang hangarin, marinig ang tinig natin.
This is Tinig Pinoy.
Tinig Pinoy, Tinig Pinoy.
Mga katinig, magandang umaga, hapon o gabi, saan mang panig ng mundo kayo naroon ngayon. Welcome muli sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition. Live na live tayo sa ating mga channels sa Facebook at YouTube. At mapapakinggan din ang replay ng ating programa sa Martes, alas 6 ng gabi, Eastern Standard Time sa CKCU 93.1 FM. Ako po si Annie G, ang inyong makakasama ngayong araw at sa isa na namang oras ng kwentuhan, inspirasyon at good vibes. Very, very good vibes today, mga katinig. Sa likod naman ng ating programa, ang ating masipag na tech producer na si Kuya DJ Jerry Orcia, na siyang nagsisiguro na maayos ang ating programa ngayon, mapapakinggan at mapapanood saan mang panig ng mundo. Maraming salamat din sa ating founder at executive producer na si Kuya Dan De Castro, gayon din sa ating mga masisipag na admin na sina Susan Crystal J, Sonia Magbanwanava, Hater Shine at Maru Caniega. Sa kanilang walang sawang suporta sa ating online community, sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Family. Mga katinig, nako, espesyal ang ating episode ngayong araw dahil makakasama natin ang dalawang natatanging panauhin. Ayan, mamaya-maya ko sila ipapakilala sa inyo dahil sila ay mga matatagumpay na mga Pilipino dito sa Canada mismo. Ayan. Simulan na natin ang kwentuhan, mga katinig. Kumusta kayo? Ayan, babasahin natin ang ating mga commenters. Maagang-maaga pa si Divina Ducado. At of course, kasama natin si Rochelle. Rochelle, napakaaga mo palagi. Salamat. Maraming salamat. Sendo Sotomel, kumusta po? At meron pa ako nakita kanina maaga din. Nasaan na? Ay, nako, ang haba ng thread. Ayan po. Mega love shoutout, sabi ni Rochelle. Kumusta po kayo ngayong araw? Hindi na tayo magpapaligoy-ligoy pa kasi, mga katinig, kailangan natin talagang damihan ang oras na makausap natin ng ating mga guests today. Ayan. Our first guest today is a comedian who had been making audiences laugh around the world for near 3 decades now. Ayan. Born in Toronto to Filipino parents, Ron Josol, I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name kasi alam ko sa Canada it's a little different pronunciation, right? Has become one of Canada's most recognized Filipino comedians. His sharp observational humor, wit, and hilarious stories about family, culture, and everyday life have taken him to stages across Canada, the United States, Asia, Europe, and Middle East, and Australia. He actually mentioned earlier, sabi niya mga 50 countries na ang kanyang napuntahan. So, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition, Ron Josol. Good morning, Ron.
Morning. Thank you for having me. I just woke up, so
coming.
I look terrible.
No, you look fabulous. Ron, how do you say your last name?
Josol, but if
Josol,
you're
okay, yes.
Puti, Josol.
Yes, I asked my husband actually, I like, how do you say this name? She said, Josol. I'm like, okay,
I
patay
like that
tayo.
sound. I like Josol. It sounds like instead of mullet, mule.
Josol or
I like that.
Hosol. Of course, us Filipinos say Hosol, right?
Yeah.
The J is always pronounced an H. Thank you for coming to Tinig Pinoy. Earlier in the backstage, we had a little bit of a conversation before we go to the fun part. Um, can we talk a little bit about your upbringing in Canada?
Okay, so my parents met in Canada. They didn't know each other in the Philippines. My dad was
Oh.
old, and he was he didn't have a lot of money. He's from Calape. My mom was rich. There's always the rich and poor relatives, right? So my
Mm-hmm.
mom would probably be the rich side, and then they met in Canada in the Holiday Inn in 1968, a Filipino Thursday nights, and
Oh.
there was only 50 Filipinos in the city. So my dad said, "Your mom was the most prettiest, so that's mine." And then after that, that where they met at the Holiday Inn, that was it turned into the Yuck Yucks Comedy Club in the '80s, where I started comedy in the
Oh,
'90s. So
wow.
the place where my mom and dad met was the comedy club I have started to perform at.
Oh, wow. Full circle. That was
Yeah.
so poetic. Most prettiest. That's very typical Filipino. Most na prettiest pa, hindi ba mga katinig? We say that a lot.
Yeah.
A little bit more about, on your upbringing there. Kanina, we're talking about how kids who grew up here or born in Canada, and I mentioned to you earlier, same problem that I'm having with my kids. They don't speak Tagalog.
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, there was nobody to you. It's either your parents taught you or that's it. There's no, you can't go to, now you can go online, you can go on just different places that would teach you
Mhm.
every language. Before, if it wasn't your parents teaching you, there's no way you would learn it. And my parents learned quickly. They can talk behind my back. So my brother, they spoke Bisaya because they're from Cebu. My mom's from Cebu, my dad's from Ottawa. We're
Okay.
100% Bisaya, which means we have 100% lechon in the house. And my brothers, they spoke Bisaya to him. And so by the time I was born, 2 years after, they're like, we're not going to speak Bisaya to him so we can talk behind his back.
So
And
you're the youngest.
yeah, and so my
Oh,
brother would be eating dinner, and then my dad would like, and then my brother would translate, he says, you never cook rice and you're so lazy. And I'm like, I am not. How do you know? So I do understand Tagalog and Bisaya more, obviously, because I go to the Philippines every year. But I understand Tagalog like how, a dog understands the human it understands trigger
the
words.
inflections. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if it's like, "Ano naman, kain na." Oh, okay. So I
Funny you say that. Because my kids sometimes, when I get mad, I forget how to speak English. I totally it's I go to Tagalog mode or Bisaya because I'm Bisaya as well, or I go Waray.
yeah.
So my first language that I've learned is Waray. So that's kind of like my go-to. And when I get mad, I'm so surprised my kids could understand, but they can't speak a
They
word.
understand. They understand. They only understand when you get mad because you say the swear words, and they understand that. Yeah,
Probably true.
yeah, but,
Probably true.
yeah, and then so growing up, it was my parents owned a Filipino a supply business, so they would supply. They were a food supply
Oh
company.
yeah.
So they would supply, they would import tilapia, bangos, panigi, pusit, milagrosa rice. And we would make boneless daing bangos. We'd make longanisa, tocina. My hands still smell till today, and you know. So this is before Filipino products were in Canada. So my dad and mom were working at the Toronto General Hospital, and
Import? That must be very expensive.
well, my mom got into a car accident. We got in a car accident, so my mom became paraplegic when I was 6.
Oh.
So my dad said, "Oh my gosh, we have a new house. My wife cannot work. My kid's 6 and 8 years old. What do I do? I have to make money." And the nurse is not. Both my parents were nurses. So they said, what can I do? My dad said, you know what? If I import Filipino food, I can supply 50,000 Filipino nurses in Canada, you know? And so he imported all the food, and then we became millionaires in the 80s.
Oh my goodness.
So my dad built a giant house for my mom with ramps and elevator, like, you know, everything. So my mom passed away 10, maybe 11 years ago, and my dad sold the house. Now my dad lives in his cousin's house. And I said, how come you live in this house? You know, you still have a home, you're renting out. You can live in the big house that we grew up in. And he said, I didn't care about the money at the first place. I just became rich for your mom. And
Oh.
now she's gone. I don't care about it. He gave away a $25,000 hospital bed to our neighbor that was terminal ill for cancer. He gave away his car, a van. He didn't care. You know the China sets that everybody, Filipino mom, likes to buy for some reason? The giant China set against the wall that's useless. You can't even
Yeah.
eat it. Stop that. Put that down. Nobody eats on the China set. Useless
that.
stuff we
Stop.
bought in the 80s. My dad gave that away.
Oh.
And I said, you know what? The Filipinos are that type of people, right? And wherever I go, so I perform in over 50 countries that have Filipinos, and they always ask me. So what happened was, you know, during the 60s and 70s, millions of Filipinos left Philippines because of Marcos, right? Love him or hate him, some people were scared to be in a dictatorship, you know, like America today. And so my parents were the ones also that left, right? And many people went to other places around the world, Brazil, Sweden, Norway, Afghanistan, you know. So now, 40 years later, 60 years later, I'm getting called by all these countries to do shows that are Pinoys that are in their teens and 30s. And I go there and they're like, I was in Madrid, 200 Filipinos in Madrid, couldn't speak Tagalog, Bisaya. They speak Spanish first, then English, then maybe they can speak.
Maybe taga, yeah.
And
Maybe
they're like, I said, how come you guys are here? They're like, oh, my grandfather left in the 60s because of Marcos. And then in Norway, how come you guys are here? And they go, oh, the Vikings in the 1500s were lost in Asia, and only Filipinos knew how to, the navigators. So they brought them back to Scandinavia. And then the Filipinos mixed in with the Norwegian culture. And I said, wow, because Filipinos are the original GPS.
Yes, yeah.
We're on the bow like this. Make a left over there. Make a
Over.
left there. That's the line of GPS.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I get to perform for all the Pinoys. Like I've been doing it for 30 years. I'm performing for regular audiences for the last 25 years. But the last 5 years, I had a viral video that was me talking about being Pinoy, and it went crazy. And so that's why I'm performing in these countries now, because of the viral video. It was me wearing a dark leather jean jacket and talking the bangos and tilapia and balot to white people from Utah.
Wow.
And not
That's
one
actually
people-
what I saw too of your
Yeah.
first video that I saw, that I said, oh my goodness, he's so good, you know.
And that's not Pinoy audience. That's a pure Putte, and they didn't know what Filipino was.
Wow.
They don't even know what Filipino is. They thought we're from Philadelphia.
Filipino from I heard that too. Like that's crazy. And you know what? It's so nice to actually have people like you put us in the map, like, you know, like into awareness. We're not from Philadelphia, we're from the Philippines.
Yeah, and you know, in the last 10 years, you know, because I've been doing this in the industry as an actor and a performer for 32 years now, I remember when I started, I'm saying, I will never see a Filipino on TV because there hasn't been one, unless it's somebody pretending to be Japanese, Chinese, or Mexican. You know, because Lou Diamond Phillips and Tia Carrera were Filipino, but they never said they were Filipino. You know, even when Joe Coy was first on TV for Jay Leno, he would never say he was Filipino. He would say, I'm Asian.
That's right. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
And then it wasn't until recently where his brand in the last 10 years was I am Filipino, but more let's let's connect this to the world. So I met Joe Coy maybe 20 years ago. And he's half Pinoy. When you're half Pinoy, you never feel full Pinoy.
That's
You're
true.
always
Yes.
you're always gutom, right? And when you're full Pinoy, you're busog. You're always
Busog
full.
palagi. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you're half Pinoy, look, remember all the half Pinoys you've met in the North America. They're always pro Filipino. I want to be in a student association. I want to be in charge of this. And I'm like, why? Because they feel not full. When Joe Coy met me, he's like, "Are you Filipino?" I go, "Yeah." "Oh man, we gotta show the world we're Filipino, bro." I'm like, stop that,
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop being OA, Joe. You're too maarte already, right? And then, but then that's what the driving force of Joe was, because that half Pinoy side had to show the world he was there. And sometimes when you're full Pinoy, you don't care to show the world. You're just like, I'll just live in my Filipino neighborhood in the Filipino box we live in, and not care about the other cultures. But it's important to spread our culture, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have Jollibees. If we didn't, we wouldn't have Manny Pacquiao. If we didn't, we wouldn't have Leo Salonga. If we didn't, we wouldn't have Joe Coy. So our culture is so different from everybody, because we were also one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in the world.
Yes, so true. Yes.
But if you cross us, we will flip on you, right? We will cut you.
In the last few years too, we have become visible. Like, there was a show, The Pit, right? There's the Filipino nurses there. What's that? There was a show by Miss De Leon. I can't remember her name now, where she was starring in there. She was the maid or something.
That was
Like,
amazing. She was a maid, the shipwrecked, right?
Yeah, Shipwreck. Yes, there you go.
An
Sorry.
incredible movie. Yeah, and even there was guys that were Filipino. Who's the I forgot which movie. Because when we were growing up, if you ever saw a little Filipino role, you're like, oh, look,
Yeah.
She's the maid. It's always a maid from, Look Who's Talking, or,
Domestic helper and all that.
Like, Tom Selleck will walk in and the maid will like, "Hoy, putang ina, get out of here," and then you're like, "Oh my God, I'm Filipino." Like, you would lose it. Being Filipino. My dad, we had no Filipino role models growing up, because, we grew up in the 60s, 70s in Canada, no Filipinos on TV. Ernie Reyes Jr. wasn't even there yet, right? Or, but so my dad said, "Oh yeah, Bruce Lee is Filipino."
No.
And I said, "Oh really?" So I thought Bruce Lee was Filipino until I was 12 years old.
We embraced him. That's probably why we say that, because you know what? Every Bruce Lee movie, I think, in the Philippines is Laptop. We're just so crazy about him. But Ron, I have to ask this question. You performed in so many countries. Which audience laughs the hardest, and which ones made you think, well, this is going to be a very long night?
So every audience is different, and you have to put it like this: every audience has a combination lock. And if you've played the audience before, you figured out their combination. So there's no such thing as a better audience. It's which audience gets your combination the best, right? So if I play the Philippines, I know the combination lock already, how I would do well there. I could do well for a Black audience in New York City. I can do well for a Pinoy audience. And a Pinoy audience in America is also different from Canada, also different from Philippines. So I cannot keep the same act. This is impossible.
I did see, like, on your shows, like, you do a lot of crowd work. So that's brilliant. That's so amazing, and that's not easy. I tried that. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm not great at that. So,
but
how do you do it?
When you talk with your friends, you have 100% comfortability with your friends. So you're not thinking, you're just living the moment of laughter, whatever you back and forth. That's how comfortable a performer as a comedian has to be good. They have to be able to treat the crowd like their best friend. And you tell your best friend your most intimate details. You tell your best friend political problems you're having. You tell your friends family issues. You have to be that comfortable with the audience to talk about. You have any problem in life, you know. Oh, I fell down on my skateboard, or I broke my tooth, or you know, sexually I wasn't good last night. Have to be open to talk to the crowd like your best friend. And if you don't talk to them like your best friend, they'll notice and they'll think you're not as funny.
So I'm curious. You said your parents are in, like, they work in the hospital. So I'm assuming nurses.
My dad was an orderly, and
Okay.
they both were working as nurses at one point, but my dad got a job as an orderly and then a manager, and then my mom became this head secretary for the Toronto Western Hospital.
So that's a very far cry from you being a comedian. What made you go into that? And no offense, but us Filipinos, we, of course, our parents want us to be nurses, doctors, and all that. I became a banker. None of my family members are. You're a comedian. What made you go to comedy? It's so far from any Filipino parents, like, idea of what their
Because
kids would
now,
look
now
like.
you have to look at how my parents lived their life. My dad was an entrepreneur. My dad and my mom worked in the hospital industry until the accident. And the accident changed my dad's life. My dad said, I can no longer be a nurse. I have to be an entrepreneur. My mom was in a hospital rehabilitation center called Lyndhurst Hospital for 4 years. So now you have these two kids, 6 and 8, that have no family at home. Yeah, it's now a broken home. So my dad's like, I have to have two jobs. So from 7 to 10, nobody was at home, only on weekends. My dad had to do special knocks, special rings, so nobody would kidnap us. So you have to understand, his life was different. He can no longer teach his children, hey, you have to be a nurse, you have to do this. No, you have to do whatever you can to survive. You have to cook and clean on your own at 6. So I learned how to cook tilapia, bangus, and fried fish and dinogaan. I knew how to cook at 7 years old. I have a picture of me on a stool cooking corned beef and rice, and my brother on a stool chopping onions, because nobody was at home. No, we were feral children. We were feral children. And a lot of kids were, because parents they didn't have the laws back then, and you can have
Oh,
two jobs. You can leave the children at home by themselves. You can't do that today.
no, no way. No, you can't do that.
The inspectors will come in and take your kids away. But because of that trauma, my mind went entertainment, because I was always sad at home.
Wow.
And my brother went a different direction. So what happens in trauma makes you who you are in life, no matter, even me and you. Your
Mm-hmm.
trauma is the reason why we're doing what we're doing.
That's right. Like,
You know,
even now, I look at my siblings. We live the same life growing up, but we are in completely different
for
fields. Like,
sure.
yeah, right.
Because
So,
how you deal with it is
mhm.
is your body type, your mind type, your soul type. My brother is more introverted than me, so he had to go within himself and figure out how to deal with the problems my mom had. For me, I had to go externalize everything and make people laugh.
That's right.
Right? We both healed each other, but from different ways. If it wasn't for that trauma, I'd probably be a nurse today.
Wow. All right. Well, I am running out of time
On that sad
here a
note,
little bit,
guys.
but
On that sad note, guys. I'm
I
joking.
do have one more question before I let you go
I'm
and let you
single.
promote
I am
your,
single. Yes, I am single. No, I'm joking.
yeah. He's single, guys. He's single. There you go. So, this one I'm dying to actually ask, because I've heard you talk a lot about your parents in your routine and all that. You say, so Filipino parents are legendary for their one-liners. What's the funniest thing your parents have ever said to you that eventually became, like, comedy material?
Oh my God, so many. Like my dad will be like this. When I would do something stupid, he'd be like, "Are you stupid?" No. And then he would spank my butt. Tell me you're stupid. And he goes, "Are you stupid?" Yes. That's for being stupid.
Very typical Filipino. I think a lot of us can relate to that. I totally can. I'm like, you already know the answer. Why do you have to hurt me to get
Yeah.
it out of me?
That's right, because we're half Asian and half Latino. We have the Latino bacos, the spanking part.
That is so true.
That's why
Yes.
when you date a Pinay, she's very beautiful and very nice. But if you cross her, she'll turn into a cartel and shoot you. Okay,
There you go. My husband is watching. Take note, husband.
Yeah,
What
clean the
Ron
house.
said, this
Clean
is
the house
true.
right now. Cook rice. If there's no rice when she comes home, you get palo right there.
My husband had learned early on in the relationship. So we have mixed children. My kids are not his kids, but 3 days if I don't eat rice, he notices. I would come home and I could hear him yelling, "Girls!" to my kids, "Cook rice! Mom is home."
Yeah. I
He knows the deal. He knows that we need the rice. There.
you know when a Pinoy is not eating rice because they get start getting abs.
Oh. you 3-day rule. There you go. That's my husband saying 3-day rule, making sure that every 3 days at least you feed mom rice
Right.
because
Yeah.
otherwise life is not going to be happy.
Filipinos are
And
not happy without gout, high blood, and diabetes.
so today, Ron actually has very generously given 2 free tickets to any Ottawa audience that we have. So this is for tonight's show, right, Ron?
Tonight's show is at 8:30, so it's already mostly sold. So, but we do have two extra tickets if anybody wants to come watch for free. We'll give away, and then just say your name at the front of the box office and sit in the front row so I can make fun of you.
There you go. So if you are watching from Ottawa, please comment your name and put Ottawa so that we know that you are from Ottawa because a lot of our audience, I saw an audience here that said they're watching all the way from Mindanao, from
Oh
Agusan del
my god!
Sur or
Wow,
yeah,
spicy
so
food there.
very, very far. We're very international. In fact, even our DJs here at the Tinig Pinoy Radio, we have one from Berlin. I'm from Alberta. We
Oh
have
my
Ottawa. We have the US. We have Saskatchewan. We're all over. Some of our members are also from the Middle East. So
wow.
there you go. We have some people that are commenting here that they are from Ottawa. So we're gonna write down your name and make sure that we do a little raffle later to see who would win the 2 free tickets from Ron. So Ron, thank you so much for coming today. I
Thank
totally
you.
enjoy. I wish we have more time, but I enjoyed the conversation today. You have a show tonight. Can you please invite our audience?
It will be tonight at 8:30 at Yuck Comedy Club. That will be, I don't even know where the address is, but check it out on just Google Yuck Comedy Club Ottawa, and you'll see me there today at 8:30. Please come down. There'll be a lot of Pinoys, and I'll give some giveaways of Pinoy shirts, and I'll throw a balut at your face. How's that? You like balut on your face? Everybody gets a free balot under their chair like Oprah. I'm joking. No. Yeah, so come down. I talk about the Filipino history of comedy. So it's a really big Pinoy audience tonight. So you'll enjoy it.
Actually, balot is very expensive nowadays. When I came to Canada, probably about $1 each. Now it's about $4 each.
Yeah, and when I was in New York City, there were a really expensive restaurant was selling balut in a martini glass for $50, and they
Oh
said,
my lord!
"Try what the people in Philippines eat." And I'm like, "You can go across the street at Ocean Seafood and get it for 50 cents."
Wow. So here you go, Mamaya. Maybe you will be surprised with a balot
Maybe.
at Ron show. Ayan. So mga katinig, that's Ron Josol. He has a show tonight. Make sure you get your tickets, and 2 tickets will be given away by Ron. Mamaya, we will draw the names of the winners. Thank you, Ron, for coming
Thanks so
to
much.
Tinig Pinoy. I hope we see more of you here, and I hope I get the opportunity to see you in person. My mom said she loved it. My sister said she loved it. So Annie
Wow.
needs to go see one of your shows.
Oh, please
Thank
come.
you, Ron.
Thank you so much. Bye.
There you go. So mga katinig, nakasama natin si Ron Hosol. Oh my goodness, nakakatuwa po talaga siya. Marami siyang kwentong baon. We'll just go through our Nako, our comments. Sabi ni Mitch Soriano, kamukha ni Sir Ron si Bernard Palanca. Of course, Bernard Palanca is this hunky Filipino actor, right? Like, if you guys remember, I think it was in the early 2000s that Bernard Palanca was very popular in the Philippines. Wow. All right, Elena PH, hello. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Banalin Mama. There's Malika Bourbon from Ottawa. Ayan, marami tayong mga commenters. Nasaan pa? Wayne Williams from Ottawa. Ayan. Wayne Williams. So for our audience from Ottawa, please make sure you put your name and the word Ottawa so that we can identify that you are from the city, because there's a show tonight by Ron Josol. I saw L today as well. We'll put you L in here. There you go. 2 tickets for tonight's show. Ayan. Mga katinig, ready na ba kayo sa susunod nating guest? Ayan. So our next guest is a proud Filipino born and raised in Ottawa, whose passion for culture, wellness, and community has shaped every chapter of her life, inspired by her late parents, Melly and Flavio Gomez. She has been a dedicated member of the Philippine Dance Troupe of Ottawa since 1984. Grabe, ano? And has served as its lead choreographer since 2008, culminating in the troupe's sold-out 40th anniversary production in 2024. An independent dental hygienist, certified Thai yoga massage practitioner, yoga instructor, and advocate for holistic health, she has also devoted herself to raising 2 children, giving back to the community, and was recently nominated for the Golden Balangay Award for Community Service. Please join us in welcoming the talented, compassionate, and inspiring Miss Vanessa Gomez. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. I did not know this is going to be tele-radioed. I would not.
I am so sorry. I didn't realize that wasn't communicated very well, but you look fabulous. You know what? We love to do it happy here. Yeah. So Miss Vanessa, can you tell us a little bit more about you? There's so many facets to Vanessa. Like I said, I mentioned you dance. One of the things that we talked about too was that you're also a death doula. I don't even know where to begin. So can you describe Vanessa in your own words?
Okay, so actually, well, in dental hygiene school, I just wanted to be a dancing dental hygienist. So I guess I'm living the dream. I've been doing dental hygiene for a long time. And I am now opening my own clinic. I'm here right now, and it's under renovations. I'm very excited for that. I have a little bit of a different twist to my practice, and I don't know. I'm as you said. I'm doing my dancing and on the side. So I do Philippine Dance Troupe of Ottawa, and just since 2024. I'm with Tadhana ng Kapwa, Ottawa, which is more an adult group. Philippine Dance Troupe is like children's group, and for which I choreograph. But then, yeah, I'm dancing too with Tadhana ng Kapwa, Ottawa, which the acronym is TKO. So it's easy to remember that way.
TKO, yeah, total knockout. You are a total knockout.
Well, we are. Oh, it's an amazing group. Actually, I'd like to invite your sister to come and join too.
And you know what? I have heard lots of rave about your work in the community as well, right? Like I am so happy to have had the opportunity to have you today at Tinig Pinoy Radio and share your life with us. You're a dental hygienist, a yoga instructor, and all that. How do all these pieces fit together in your philosophy about caring for people?
Okay, so I think everything's related, everything's interconnected. You can't separate any of these things. And also, I I do believe I have like pusong Pinoy. That like it just like reverberates in all parts of my being. So you can't separate,
Can I
can't separate
follow up on that? You said pusong Pinoy.
pusong Pinoy.
Yes. What does that mean to you? Because a lot of people, like, you said you're born in Ottawa, right? A lot of people that are born in Canada, and I see this on my own children as well. So that's why I wanted to touch on that topic, because I wanted to have an insight. A lot of my kids, they don't feel connected to the Filipino community, even though I'm very involved in the Filipino community. Whenever I bring them to events, they participate, but I don't see the joy of, like, just like us having fun. Maybe because they don't understand. What does that mean for you when you say pusong Pinoy, and how does that, like, um
So I was born here, and I think my parents, like, my mother, she is the one who enrolled me in Philippine Dance Troupe of Ottawa when it founded. And I didn't realize, how much of a pusong, how much of a Filipino heart I had until now. And I have my own children too. And they do, same as yours. They're not really connected to the community. They have both been in the dance troupe. And this is the thing about dance troupe that I love so much, is that, our kids range from ages like 3 to 18, 19, young people. And most of these children are, half Filipino or quarter Filipino. And, so I'm trying to bridge, like continue that link with them. And even though I'm myself is a first generation Canadian. So, my children are now grown, and I find, my daughter is like, she's 22, and she is starting to, connect more with the culture. They're pure Filipino children. I had their father is Filipino, and they're finding their way, but they definitely know about food, Filipino food, dance. They went there to the Philippines for the first time just this year, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, the food was amazing."
just by themselves?
With their father.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I can't really, express what it is. I just find that, like, the Filipino heart, like, we're just so kind. And, I'm a dental hygienist. A lot of Filipinos are nurses, and we're always in, like, really caring, caregiving roles. And it's the same way in our families, we're always caring for people. And it is just something that I'm so proud of. Our people are so kind, and so
kind. Yeah.
so kind, so hardworking, so kind, so genuine. And that's how I try to, I am in my whole life, my whole practice of dental hygiene, whatever it is, I'm in holistic care. And I totally, you can't, as I said, you can't separate any of it. So whether it's taking care of the patient, according to who they are as an individual, like what Ron Josol was saying, every person is different. And, like, I just find that, we really respect that with each person. Even though we have that concept, we live, and our culture is about kapwa, right? Like, to get, like, equalness, we're all like the same, and yet we all are individual as well.
And so you know what? Like, wherever we go, we are so cohesive. Even if we say, we have this, unfortunately, we say we have crab mentality in the Filipino community. But here's what I always tell my kids, and even my husband: if you're lost somewhere, anywhere, you just look for a Filipina tita, and you're safe.
100%. 100%.
I told my husband, if you're hungry, just approach a Filipina tita. They have something in their bag. Just
I always have snacks. Always.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's universal wherever you go. Approach a Filipino if you are a Filipino, you have Filipino blood, or you're married to a Filipina, or you have some connection to the Filipino community. If you're lost, you're whatever, go to a Filipina or a Filipino, and they will help you. I remember I traveled a lot, not so much these days, but I used to travel a lot, and I go to the Philippines because we had businesses there. And every single time I traveled by myself, I would notice like the Filipina titas, like older Filipina titas, maybe they're going home to the Philippines or coming to Canada by themselves. They always seek me out and go like, hey, can you help me? Like, can you help me with check-in and all that kind of fun stuff? And so I realized that, wherever we go, we connect to our kababayan, to our kapwa. When you say kapwa, I'm like, yes, we really embody that anywhere we are in the world. It's so interesting that you say that, like, especially for somebody that have grown in Ottawa, because it's different growing up in the Philippines and growing here. I've spent half of my life there and half of my life here. It's like worlds apart. But one thing that's not different is the kapwa.
Exactly. And actually, I wanted to, this is what I wanted to, I'd like people to know that, like, here I'm opening my dental clinic, my dental hygiene clinic, and it's not only a dental hygiene clinic, it's dental and wellness, and I also have a wellness space. So there's a wellness space that is available, and we'll be teaching. We'll have Tai Chi classes, yoga classes, workshops on nutrition, and yes, I totally hope for it to be a place that, is infused with that Filipino spirit and love and safety, particularly to, a lot of my friends, girlfriends. So you can come here and it's a place to like relax. I have hammocks, and, you can get your teeth cleaned, and you can have a time for yourself here too.
Wait, hammocks while you're having your teeth cleaned?
No. Not while, after, before or after.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wow, this is different. I love that. I'm going to come to your clinic. No, my sister was also a dental hygienist from the Philippines. And yeah, so not my Ellen, not my sister Ellen. I have another one. She is a nurse now. So like I mentioned to Ron earlier, we're all different. We branch off to different things when we moved to Canada. So our mom was a nurse. She came here and then we followed her. Now my sister is a nurse. My other sister, of course, you've met Elle. She's doing politics, and then I'm in banking. Completely different things that we have done in our lives. Like, right. So I don't know why we're also different. We all started, I started in nursing school, did not finish it. My sister was in dental hygiene and she ended up being the nurse. And then Elle actually started in, like, I think sciences, because she was going to be a doctor. Sorry, I spilled your secret. So anyway, like, where we end up, it's just crazy how life goes, right?
Yes, I actually had no idea there were dental hygienists in the Philippines.
Yes, MCU, Manila Central University in Quezon City, I think, is one of the biggest dental school in the Philippines. So, yeah.
I would love, so one of my dreams is, so I specialize in orthodontics, and one of my dreams is to go to the Philippines and like help out the orthodontic patients there.
Oh, Vanessa, my mom, she does this medical mission almost every year. And they do, they have dentists, they have nurses, doctors, and all that go together to places, far-flung places that normally don't get medical care and all that. And they do like extraction right on the, and sad because in the Philippines, right, like, we resort to extraction rather than preventative care. So if you're ever interested in something like that, we have a little farm out in the province of Palawan, an island. So connect with Elle for sure. I'm very happy. I'm very sure she will be happy to hook you up with my mom. It's a great thing that they do.
I
honestly
would love that. You don't even know how much I would love that.
Oh, there you go. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's so much more to talk about. And I'm so excited that you're here. Like, these kind of things that we do for not only for our community, but most especially for the people that won't have access to this kind of care. So thank you.
Exactly.
Of course, Vanessa wants to go on a medical mission. Of course, yes, yes. And we actually bring buy sorry, not bring, but buy medicine as well to give to the people. So usually we go to this place in Manila that have near expiration date
Hmm.
medication, and they sell it for very, very cheap, and that's what we give out to the people. So I'm looking forward to hopefully doing that again, and maybe you'll be able to join the next one.
Yes, that is wonderful. I think that, oh, I would so love to do that, but also I would just love to, be there and experience, the local people's ways of living and life, and also maybe, seeing how they could, what they can do for their with their own resources, and their
Mhm.
natural environment and habitat,
Oh yeah,
you
right.
know.
Like I'm pretty sure the Filipinos are so resourceful that they know the local things that they could do as a remedy. But also, like I said, it's very there's a lot of times that people in far-flung places have rarely have the opportunity to go to the city to get cleaning or even be told how to floss, right?
Oh,
Like these are the simple things that we kind of take for granted, but that's their reality.
oh yes. So how I love every all of us Filipinos to floss.
Yeah. I feel like we're all over the place, not because it's just like just so many things to talk about. But here's another wrench to throw into the conversation just to make it more interesting. Vanessa also is a end of life doula. It's a role that many people don't really know much about, and I actually have learned about the death doula probably 2 or 3 years ago. What inspired you to take on that work, and what lessons has it taught you about living life well?
Oh, oh my goodness. So, well, end of life doula. So, as I said, like, for me, it's always been around me. It just seems to be that whenever you know, someone is dying or passing, I seem to be there like all the time at the last moments. So I mean, I've been doulaing, just naturally in my life, for since I was a child, and it's like a great honor to be with people, at their last time, on this plane, on this earth. So, I don't, I don't think I could never have been a nurse. That was always too, like, I thought that'd be too difficult for me.
Mhm.
So, I went into the dental field. I love mouths. I love dental. I love oral health and care because it's so linked to our entire bodies, our entire health. And it's a great way, to have daytime hours and work and a career, while helping people. But, you know, death is a part of life, right? And I see the whole, like, the big picture. We have to, be, we have to be, well, we'd like to be comfortable, right? When we're dying.
Mhm.
A lot of people want to
I
die at home. And, I'd like to be able to give that opportunity for them to be, as comfortable as possible while they're dying.
Right.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. When I said that we're all over the place, I did not mean it to be a bad thing. I meant that as a very great thing because there's just so much to absorb.
It's not a bad thing at all. It's, as I
Yes.
said, a part of life, and if we can make it as, as good as possible, and
Yes.
that
And
that
Vanessa is so fun. Like, guys, even when we were chatting with her, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to talk to her. There's so many things that I could learn from her and whatnot. I'm going to read some of the comments. Look at this. Miss Malika said she's been doing this forever. She's ideally suited for it. She has that special touch. And I saw Elle made a comment saying, you have a very comforting presence. And she wants to facilitate transition. And not everybody could be a death doula because it takes so much from your emotion, right? Like I I've witnessed deaths, family members, my best friend, and all that. It was very hard. Like it takes a piece of you. That's why I said death doulas are people that are very special because you're giving a piece of yourself all the time. Like I'm so emotional, so it does not. I don't think I can do it. Right?
Oh, it's so beautiful. I've also done like birth dueling. It's another concept, right? Like
Oh,
we're
right,
coming
like
into life.
the beginning
Mhm.
of life, and then oh my goodness, wow.
So it's like it's like full circle, you know. We're all just people. We all came from the same place. We all came from our mothers,
Mhm.
and we're all going to the same place.
And you
So
know what? I have seen. I don't know if you know if you follow Nika Diwa, another social media influencer.
I do
She's
not.
Filipino. Oh, beautiful, beautiful content. I love it. She's so real. And during her birth, she had a birth doula there, and I'm like, how I wish every body that goes through the birthing process have a doula with them because it's so beautiful. Like when you're giving birth and you're squeezing your partner's hand and like you're angry and all that, it's a different vibe when you have the doula.
Exactly.
The doula was praying with her, saying verses and all that. Ayan. Let's see what this comment says. I didn't even know such a thing. But she definitely would be good at that. Oh, thank you, Twilight. And somebody said, nakikinig lang ako, Ma'am Annie, kasi medyo dumudugo na po ilong ko. She said that she's having nosebleed, just listening.
Oh my.
Um, I will be honest with you. So Ron and Vanessa, we have to speak English. Nangangamote ako mga katidig. Whenever I see Filipino, the tendency is to try to speak in Tagalog. So I'm worried, bahala na kayo to understand my English because I have been really struggling here. I had many times that I was gonna switch to Tagalog because when you see Filipino in your mind, it translates to Tagalog right away. So you're not the only one who's having nosebleed. Me too, internally.
Aw.
Ayan. Mukhang Ilocana si Ma'am Vanessa. Ilocana po ba kayo? So, they're asking if you're Ilocana. You look like your
So no,
parents
so
are
my
from.
both my parents are Manileño. My mom was from Pasay City, and my dad was from Quezon City. And I don't
Oh,
know. I think my mother, like her province was Pampanga, I believe. But
Pampanga.
no, so I don't know if I'm Ilocana at all by blood. But I did
Mhm.
marry an Ilocano, so my children are half Ilocano and half Tagalog.
So the Pangasinan is Pangasinense, but I don't know if that's also um, part of that. I'm not very familiar. I
Neither
only
am I.
know Bisaya.
Yeah, neither am I. So yeah, no. So my parents, they spoke Tagalog, and not to us, not to the children, but they spoke Tagalog, and I'm actually taking Tagalog lessons with.
Wow.
So Tinig Pinoy is aired on Carleton University's radio station,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's the Carleton University Filipino Student Association, CAFSA. That is, they are offering Filipino Tagalog lessons, and so I started taking those lessons.
Oh wow, that's so beautiful. They've approached me here to teach Tagalog, but I don't feel that I am good in expressing myself in Tagalog. I can translate, but because I have time to think about it, but if I'm teaching it, I don't think I feel like I'm going to be an effective teacher because my first language is not Tagalog actually.
Right.
It's Bisaya, it's Waray. So here we go. We're just going to announce quickly that we have two winners. There were two winners for tonight's show, for Ron's show at the Yuk Yuk Ottawa. Did I say it right? Yuk Yuk? Yak Yak?
Yuck yucks.
So very Filipino. Yuk Yuk.
Perfect.
Okay. Yak Yak. Sabi ko na nga ba, I knew I'm gonna screw it up. All right, so one ticket will go to Jella Demers Gomez. And the other ticket is for Twilight Beltran. Ayan po. Those are the two winners for tonight's show at the Yuck Yuck Ottawa. My goodness, sabi ko na nga. And mga katinig, stay tuned. We also have, of course, at the end of the show, a Roleta Pampagood Vibes. So Roleta is, we have all the names of the people that have joined the show, commented, and participated, shared the live. We're gonna select 10 winners, and each winner will win 100 pesos, not dollars, 100 pesos, and they will be sent to you by GCash. Of course, this is compliments of our founder and executive producer, Kuya Dan De Castro. This is just to help our kababayans. You can buy maybe soft drink with this nowadays. I don't even know how much it costs now, or a little bit of load for your cell phone so that you can continue watching Tinig Pinoy Special Edition. Don't forget, I think starting next week, Kuya Dan is back on air at Tinig Pinoy Radio doing Talakbayan. Correct, Kuya Dan? Can you confirm that that's happening next week? Ayan po. Talakbayan is a, paano ba yan in English? How do you English it? Talakbayan is this conversation mostly centered about politics in the Philippines. So, samahan nyo rin po si Kuya Dan. Of course, Kuya Dan De Castro, this is his show, like the Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition. And I thought I was just subbing for a little bit, but I'm here now for a year now. No, I started 2024. So, Kuya Dan, magto 2 years na. 2 years. Wow. See, I miss you, Kuya Dan. Kuya Dan is very much missed by our, we call our audience Katinig. Katinig, ayan. Well, Vanessa, I know you're here to promote your clinic and all that. Can you please invite our Ottawa audience, or even audiences? We have audiences that are watching from Timmins, from Toronto, from Kitchener. What's the other one? Close to you, Kingston. So invite them, come and visit.
Okay, so yeah, please come visit. You don't have to get your teeth cleaned unless you want to, but you can also come into the wellness clinic and experience whatever we have going on here, from clean nutrition, nutritional supplement information or education, and of course oral care, which is also overall care. Please come and visit. We'd love to have you. Or come if you're exhausted. Come.
Oh, look at that.
Come have a nice rest in a hammock, or we have a massage chair. You can sit in the massage chair and have a massage as well.
Oh my goodness. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate. Come on. We have massage.
Yes.
And finally, if you could leave our listeners with one piece of advice about living healthy, joyful, and meaningful life like you're living right now, what would that be?
I would say pick your practitioners, pick the people who you trust to surround you, and listen to yourself, listen to your own body, and trust your own body. Look at your own symptoms, and your body knows, it knows what's good for it. So
when you said choose your circle, can you expound a little bit on that? Because my sisters and I would talk a lot about our energy, people take from you or people give. And a lot of us that are so much out there, we tend to be the givers. My question to you is that how do you fill your cup?
Okay. So I would say I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've learned my boundaries. And so, letting people know, like we teach people how to treat us. So letting people know what my boundaries are really helps in who I attract and who comes around. So I would say, I have like my girlfriends, my husband, like we have, like my circle is so like they're good people, really, really good people. And yeah, I could trust anybody, with anything. So yeah, I'd say that would be the best advice is knowing your boundaries, um, and taking the time to fill your cup.
There you go. Yeah.
You have to
Fill your
take the
cup.
time.
How do you what is the biggest thing that you do to fill your cup other than like just by yourself, like without other people, because sometimes other people take without meaning to.
So I spend time alone. And as I said, I really look at I always look at what I am able to, to give. And if I cannot give at that time, I just say no. I say no, but like totally with love. And it's just like, I just say no at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me again, please. You can always ask. You can always ask. The answer might be yes or it might be no, but that doesn't mean it's the end of our friendship or the end of our
Yeah.
end of asking.
I think my sisters, we have this thing, we before we dump on each other, because we tend to do that, go like, do you have capacity, do you have the bandwidth to deal with me right now? So we also ask each other that, because sometimes we just go and like dump on the closest family members, typically, right, or closest friends, and we just take from their cup as well when they're overflowing. So we tend to be intentional now too and say, hey, do you have capacity to deal with me? Do you have the bandwidth to listen to my rant or to whatever it is that I'm going through? And we try to be honest and go like, yeah, not today, not now, I don't have capacity for that.
Exactly. Yes. And so yeah, taking it away. So and exactly say, okay, not today, but tomorrow. Let's try tomorrow. That's okay. It's okay to not do everything at that moment. Sorry,
Like,
slow.
you can always ask. Thank you, Malika. Yes. Wow. I can't believe we have we have exhausted all 1 hour. I was worried earlier, like, what am I gonna ask, or would I stumble? But we had such great guests today. I can't believe it's over. And I'm so blessed to have, like, not just me, but the Tinig Pinoy radio community is very, very blessed to have Ron, of course, Ron and Vanessa here today. There's such great energy, and learn so much from these two. I hope this is not the last time you guest with Tinig Pinoy. Of course, please remember that we will have this show also replayed at CKCU 93.1 FM at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. So that's the one where our faces don't show, but for Tinig Pinoy radio platforms, we do our shows live. But you look fabulous. Don't worry. We have there's so many times that I don't wear makeup, but because I'm facing a window, and it makes my face look like that. So, anyways,
You look like Elle.
yes, my parents have no creativity. They just go like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Miss Vanessa Gomez and Ron Josol. Thank you so much for being part of Tinig Pinoy Radio, and I hope we meet soon. And congratulations on the Golden Balangay Award nomination. I hope you enjoy PEI. That's in August, right?
Yes. Thank you so much. Very nice meeting you, Annie.
Nice meeting you too. There you go, mga katinig. Ayan po si Miss Vanessa Gomez na kasama natin. We're just going to announce again yung ating tickets na nanalo ay si Jella Demer Gomez, and actually Twilight Beltran suggested she's giving her ticket to Joanne Domingo Brunet. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. So apologies, brunette na lang. Total Filipino naman tayo. There you go. Joanne Domingo Bronat. Kumusta kayo dyan? Eto na po mga katinig. Kung kayo ay nandito, you can stay with me, Miss Vanessa, if you want. We're going to pick 10 winners for our Roleta Pampagud Vibes. We have 100 pesos to give away to each winner. And we're going to select their names now. 10 ang ating pipiliin mga katinig. Hawak lang kayo dyan. DJ Jerry, are you ready to spin the wheel? Here we go. Now, mga katinig, if your name is picked and you don't need the money, pwede pong i-donate sa ating kasama na si Liza Martinez. Okay? There you go, Maya Dance. Congratulations, Maya. So we are supporting this family of Liza Martinez, whose 2 kids and herself have been diagnosed with lupus. And they're trying really hard to have money for the medications, for the maintenance, because lupus is very hard to maintain, very expensive. So if you don't need 100 pesos, you can donate that to our kababayan. Yan, Cesar Agaw. Congratulations. Yan po, 2 winners now for the third one. Ayan. Congratulations to Nico John Coronel. Ayan po, 100 pesos. Hello, Gina Madeloso. Kumusta po? Rosendo Madeloso, Divina Ducado. There you go, Malika Bourbon. Thank you so much for being here, Malika, and for engaging with us today. Hello to my sis, Ellen. Ayan, kumusta? So our 4th winner is, napakaliit, Lobo Rochelle. Eto po, sige, sa susunod. Ikalima, here you go. Who's our Jonathan Buddy. Yan, Jonathan Buddy. Hello sa ating mga co-hosts dyan. Chef Buddy, DJ Regina, DJ Lawrence from Berlin. Kumusta po kayo? Ayan. Carmel Joy. And Kuya Dan De Castro is coming back. Again, mga katinig, after a long break, he will be back this July 4th at 8 p.m. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ayan. Hello, Kuya Dexter Ojeda. Emil is our next winner. Here you go. Sorry, Kuya Jerry, I lost count. Perfect. So 100 pesos for all our winners. There you go, mga katinig. Makakasama po ni Kuya Dan De Castro this coming this July 4th, si Man Nacario, one of our active Filipino leaders in Canada, for real talk on the latest and most important issues in the Philippines. Insightful, engaging, and very relatable conversations for Pinoys worldwide. Congratulations, Lila Scarlett. Ayan. Thank you, Lila. Ito na ba ang last? Thank you, Vanessa and Ron, for coming to the show. We are very, very appreciative of your presence today. Good luck, mamaya, Ron, for your on your show. Al Makalay. And congratulations to the winners of the 2 tickets and our winners for that, the 10 winners of Roleta Pampa Good Vibes. Kuya Jerry, I'm so sorry. I lost count. How many was that? Was that already 10? Ayan, 10 na nga siguro. Ayan. So mga katinig, ayan po, nakasama natin ang ating mga guests today. Kung kayo po ay, that's the last one, perfect. Kung kayo po ay ready na sa pagbabalik ni Kuya Dan De Castro next week, July 4th. Talakbayan, dito rin po sa Tinig Pinoy Radio, right after Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition. Makakasama natin si Kuya Dan De Castro with Man Nacario, pag-uusapan social political issues in the Philippines. Ayan po. So, mga katinig, abangan niyo po yan. Huwag po kayong mawawala. That is because that is a very, very interactive show at pag-uusapan ang mga current events sa Pilipinas. And if you don't know yet, sa mga kababayan natin na nandito sa Canada, the Philippine President Marcos is coming to Vancouver July 2nd or July, yes po. So kung kayo ay nasa bandang British Columbia at gusto niyo makita ang Philippine President, yan po, meron siyang visit to the Philippines. The Prime Minister Carney is welcoming Ferdinand Marcos Jr., our Philippine President, to Canada. He will be July 1 to 4 in Vancouver. So kung kayo po dyan at gusto niyo makita ang presidente, you can go. Ayan. Mga katinig, meron pa ba tayong mga comment dyan na pwede nating basahin? Kung wala na po, tayo po ay magpapaalam na, and I'm inviting you once again to come back next week dito pa rin sa Tinig Pinoy Radio Special Edition. Makakasama ninyo kami. Ako po si Annie G. Nakasama natin Vanessa Gomez and Ron Josol. Nagpapaalam po tayong lahat. Kayo po ay matulog na, pero huwag niyong kalimutan next week ang pagbabalik ni Kuya Dan. Magandang araw, Pilipinas!
This is Tinig Pinoy.
Tinig Pinoy.